there, this is Blake from Community Boost Consulting, and welcome to the last video in our mechanics section of our Google Grant Academy. So today, this is going to be the Google AdWords work session where I'll be actually showing you how to build the campaigns we talked about from our last video. So we'll be creating a general awareness campaign and then also a donation campaign. I'll walk you through how to structure your campaign. We'll add some ad groups in there, some keywords, and some ads as well. So let's jump into it. So to log into your AdWords account, what you need to do is go to adwords.google.com and sign in using the email that is an administrator or that's associated with your AdWords account. Once you log in, you will see a screen like this, or you will see the other version of AdWords, which is the new beta. So most of you, I'm assuming, will see a screen like this. 1 second, let's just load in here. Most of you will see a screen like this. For the purposes of these videos, I'm going to use the old classic style AdWords just because I want it to be consistent throughout all the videos. Most of the things I've been showing you have been in the old style, but both of them work almost exactly the same style of building campaigns, ad groups, just a little bit of a different view and navigation in the beta. So if you do show up in, or when you log into your AdWords account, this is the one that you see and you want to follow with me exactly, you can actually click those dots and then press the return to previous AdWords button. And then it'll take you back to the classic style. Perfect. So now that we're in this account, we can start building our campaigns, and that's really where you want to start. So you should see all campaigns in a campaign tab clicked. From here, you can press plus campaign. And remember, with the grant, we have some limitations with the types of campaigns we're able to build. So we're not able to build a display campaign where we're showing images online. We can't do search network with display either. Really, our only option for now is the search network only. So we click into that. And let's name our campaign. So for this one, I'm going to name it donations. It's going to be a donation campaign. That's going to be the macro goal of this campaign. What we'd also like to do is set it to all features. So you can have it set to standard, but there's some cool things we can do with all features. You'll be getting more of this information in some other videos where we go through more of the advanced techniques of how to structure a campaign, but you might as well just check it now and have that set. The type is set to search network only. Perfect. You want to not include Google Search Network. It's just part of the policy. Something that's interesting too, and we'll talk about this when I create the second campaign, is depending on where you are targeting, you can actually just load the settings from an existing campaign. So if you know that you want to target the same areas, you want your ads shown at the same time, the only thing that's going to be different are the kind of keywords that are in there. You can load settings from an existing campaign and save yourself some time. There's also another shortcut I'll show you in a second on how to copy a campaign and paste it. Perfect. In this case, let's just say that I want to target United States and Canada, excuse me, but you can choose any country you want from this search bar. Let's say we wanted to do Italy. Italy would pop up. You could do the entire country. You could do areas, cities. It's all listed there for you. Now this is important. We want to make sure that we're set to manual cost per click, part rule of the grant. So our default bid is going to be $2 cost per click. That's our maximum cap in how much we're able to bid online. And then the budget is going to be $329 per day with our grant. There are some other advanced settings here that we use. You don't have to worry about that right now. This is just a basic campaign setup, and in our later videos, we will go through some of the more advanced techniques. Perfect. We're going to save this campaign. Great. Now they're going to ask for our ad group name. Now remember, we are going to build ad groups based off of the different styles of keywords that we think people are going to be searching online. But we don't have to just take our gut, we don't have to just go with our gut instinct and assume which keywords we think are going to pop up online. There's actually a really awesome tool from Google called the Google Keyword Planner that allows us to see what people are searching online, how often certain keywords are searched, what's the cost per click of those keywords so we know how competitive they are, and some other great information. So if you go to the top of your AdWords account, there's a button called Tools. If you click that, a drop down appears and you can click Keyword Planner. Once that loads, you should see a page that looks like this. And there's a couple different ways to search for new keywords. This is called keyword expansion or keyword research. And one of the top ways to do it is just talk about what your product or service is. So maybe you want to say nonprofit donations happens to be the service that we're looking for. Another cool trick is that you can copy the URL of your landing page and post it here and search by that. And Google will actually crawl your site and give you suggestions based off of the copy you already have on your page. And really what that's alluding to is the quality score. So Google's saying you have these certain keywords that frequently are on your page, or this copy that's frequently on your page, you should go after it with these certain keywords because they'll have high quality score, seems relevant to your site, and if people search that, then they'll have a great user experience when they come to your page. One thing to keep in mind is that this is a program, so sometimes the keywords that Google suggests in Keywords Planner either are a little off the mark. They might not have as much search volume as they say that they do, maybe more or less, and sometimes the keywords say that they're very competitive. Don't get discouraged and think that you aren't going to be able to go after those keywords. A lot of times, even though we have a $2 cost per click limitation, we're able to go after keywords that are more expensive if we've structured our account the right way and we really follow all of Google's rules with how an ad group, keywords, ads, and campaigns should be all built. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention is when you're using the Keyword Planner, there are some settings that you can play around with here too. So maybe you don't want to target all locations. Maybe you're only showing your ads to people in San Diego. You need to update that in your targeting. And there's some other things as well. Maybe you don't want certain keywords to show up in search. You can make certain keywords negative so they won't pop up. So let's just try nonprofit donations and see what comes up when we search that. So they're gonna give us trends, and I'm doing all locations, so this is internationally. And then you can see that there's a lot of different words here, right? Nonprofit donations has 1,000 to 10,000 monthly searches, and then the competition is medium. Suggested bid $6.88. So a very sought after keyword, very competitive, but depending on how our ads are set up and our keywords, exactly what keywords we're going after and what locations, there's still a great chance that we'd be able to go after keywords like this. There's a lot of other keywords as well. So we have charitable organizations, charity organizations. Many of these are going to be their own ad groups. So maybe best charities and best charities to donate to can be within the same ad group, but donation, donate, donation website could all be in their own ad group about donations. So let's create really quickly an ad group, and we'll call this one just donation based off of the theme of our campaign, which is donation. So this will be a general donation ad group. What you can do here from the Keyword Planner is you can just add these keywords to a list. So let's go donate, donation. And you want to have anywhere from 10 to 15 keywords plus in your account, depending on the relevance of the keywords and how much average monthly searches it seems to have based off this planner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just review my plan really quick, see what keywords we have in there. Got 3 in that, the ad group, nonprofit donations. Let me go back. Here they are. Let's copy them. Perfect. I'm going to go back to my campaign. If I scroll down, I'm going to Command V those right into our keyword list. So again, I just clicked on this nonprofit donations. I clicked this copy to clipboard, just Command C there, copied, went in and pasted them right into this keyword area right here. We can see that we still have a default bid of $2. And I'm going to save this. And now we have some keywords. And it's interesting, right away it's saying, hey, these are below a first page bid. If you want them to be on the first page because they're very competitive, you need to be bidding at least $2.65. I would say just ignore these statuses. I mean, it's very true that they're going to be competitive and it's going to be hard to get clicks. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. All right, so now let's create an ad. So let's jump into this ad tab. You can see it right here. And if you click this plus, this red plus ad button, we're going to do a text ad. It's the only style we can do with the grant. And now we have some options. So one, they show you a preview of how your ad's going to look online, and then some sample ads as well. So this is mobile, and this is going to be online on a desktop. So if you fill in this information, the preview is going to change and they'll show you what it would look like. So the first thing you get to choose is the final URL where you're going to be sending these people. And let's just say that this is the Blake Foundation. So I'm going to send it to www.blakefoundation.org. And the headline, so there's a couple different areas that we can use to create this ad. So we have a headline 1, which is this right here, this part before the dash. Headline 2, a page path, so you're on your URL, where is it showing people they're going to be going, and then a description. Now, something you need to know is that you are limited in the amount of characters you're able to use when creating this ad. So you have 30 character limit for headline 1, a 30 character limit for headline 2, and then an 80 character limit for description. So you have to really convey what you're trying to say, but also be short and sweet about it. So in this example, I'm just going to say the Blake Foundation. Let's just say that my foundation helps you learn AdWords. We help you learn AdWords. The page path, maybe it's a program, so we just list that there. Just say your support helps people AdWords to support their amazing missions. Awesome. And then you would save that ad. It probably won't let me because it's not a real final URL. We'll see. Wow, it did. Interesting. Great. And now you have a brand new ad. So essentially, this campaign is live now. So we have, I'm going to pause it because I don't want it to be live, but we would have a campaign that has all of its settings configured. We have an ad group within that campaign. And in that ad group, we have keywords and a live ad, or was a live ad. That's all it would take. And then you would be able to start sending traffic to your site. Something that I would mention to you about ads is we like to test more than one at a time. So what you should do is make a duplicate of this ad. So you can just Command C, Command V, paste that ad. And now we want to test some different variable about the two ads. So they're almost, well, they are identical right now, and we're going to make them slightly different. So let's say I wanted to test different headline 2s. So instead of we help you learn AdWords in this one, maybe I want to say the greatest AdWords teachers. Now we have two ads that are very, very similar, except they have different headline twos. So what we would do is for 2 weeks to a month, we'd let these ads collect data, and then we'd come back and look to see which one performed better. And if one ad performed statistically significantly better than the other, it has to be due to the variable that's different between them. And then let's say, for example, this We Help You Learn AdWords is actually better than our second test. We would continue to make a duplicate of this one, this ad. We'd move forward with the We Help You Learn AdWords, and then we'd test a new variable, maybe a new headline 1 or a final URL. Maybe we're going to send them to a different page of your site that might perform better. Those kinds of tests. The point is that eventually you will have this super ad that has been tested time and time again that you know is going to perform when it's shown online. When your ad is shown online, there's this small opportunity, this small time frame where people are able to get engaged, click, and come to your site. You want to make sure that your ad's been tested and proven to be the best possible ad that your organization can be showing online. So now we have an official donation campaign. Now let's create a brand awareness, a more general campaign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in plus campaign. But what you could do as well is you could copy this campaign and paste it, and you would have an additional campaign. The only thing that I'd like to mention is that it's going to carry over everything about that campaign. So all the ad groups, all the keywords in the ads. This can be a very powerful shortcut if, let's say, you're trying to run a secondary campaign. It's exactly the same except you're targeting different locations. So maybe this one is targeting United States and the other one is one that's only targeting Europe. It's an easy way, instead of having to go through the whole process, to just carry all of the past work over. In this case, it's going to be a completely different campaign. So I'm going to go back to Search Network Only. The one thing I can do is that I can load settings from an existing campaign. So for the most part, all the settings are going to be the same. And let's say this is going to be awareness. So it's still going to be all features. It's not going to include the Google search partners. I'm still going to do United States and Canada. Or maybe I'll do Italy instead. Get that to pop up. I'm doing Italy. It's going to be manual cost per click, $2 CPC, $329 per day budget. Cool. And then we're going to save and continue. So now we have a new ad group. And let's say that for me, in my organization, the Blake Foundation, I am looking for people who want to become AdWords specialists. That's what I do, and people want help with the grant. They want to learn how to use the power of the grant to support their organizations. So I'm going to call this one AdWords Help. And let's say I did my market research and I can see that there's a lot of keywords around AdWords support. Actually, let's call it the Google Grant support. Google Grant support, support specialists, Google Grant, how to get help for Google Grant. I'm going to change this to Google Grant support. So did you notice there that I had how to get help for Google Grant? I could actually make that its own ad group versus support. Now that's getting really granular, but really the more specific you can get with your ad copy, the better. So now everything, all the keywords in here are talking about support and Google Grant. So I would save this. And then I would create my new ad. So let's say this is www.blakefoundation.org/Google Grant. That's the page I'm sending them to. my headline 1 is going to be very related to the keyword that I have in the account. So in this case, I'm going to say, get your Google Grant support. Get Google Grant support today. Google Grant specialists. The path is going to be / Google Grant. And then let's say the description is experts in nonprofit marketing and Google Grant management. Get help today. So very simple, broad. You can definitely get more in depth with the copy you're creating and making sure that it's as engaging as possible. But just for this example, we're going to be very basic with it. And then you can save that ad. So in this case, of course, there's trademarks in the ad text, but let's just say that it's saved. Maybe. We can imagine that it's saved, or I can take out all the Google Grant stuff out of there. But then what we would do is create an additional ad from that ad. So again, we would copy it and then change some variable in the account. And then voila, you have 2 campaigns now. You have awareness and donations. Of course, your awareness campaign is going to be more along the lines of what is it that people would be searching for that would get them to your site and interested about what you're offering, whether that's nature conservancy, orphan support, education in South America, or increasing education rates in whatever country. Those kinds of searches. And you're going to want to create ad groups all around that in your awareness campaign. And of course, create multiple. So I know we've hit this home a lot, but each specific kind of keyword should have their own ad group. So here I would have a Google Grant support ad group. I would also have maybe Google Grant specialist could be its own. Nonprofit support even could be its own in awareness, stuff like that. Then once you have all of those created, you can link this to analytics and move over some analytics goals into your account to start tracking how people are taking action. So you can do it from AdWords using conversion tracking tools. And this beginning Google Grant Academy video, we're going to show you how to create a goal in analytics, link it to your account, and then import those goals over from analytics. But there are also ways to do it in AdWords. There are a ton of resources online. So what I would suggest searching is how to create a conversion code in AdWords if you want to do it that way. But if you want to learn how to do it in analytics, follow and watch in the next video and I'll walk you through that process. Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to see more nonprofit ads popping up online for so many different missions and so many different causes. We're so humbled and honored to be able to support so many game-changing organizations in the social sector. I really hope that this gets your AdGrant account off the ground and that you feel empowered to take the next step of reaching out to people who really need to find out about your organization, that could use your support and who want to support you. Catch you in the next video. Take care.